So I guess to start things off, you are gearing up for the release of Audio Secrecy.
Oh yeah.
So what should fans be expecting?
I tell you what, it is a roller coaster ride. It hits on so many different cylinders that it's just awesome. I mean, and for me, you know, it's hard for me to be happy with anything. You know, I mean, being a perfectionist and everything, you kind of get crazy and macro with it. But for me, like, this is the closest thing to a perfect album I've been able to make in a long time, and it's got a little bit of everything for everybody.
Well, I've heard you bring like the light and the dark and the heavy and the melodic into all one thing. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great balance, you know. I mean, it has so many different elements on it. And the great thing is that the slow songs, even the slow songs, are different from each other, and the heavier songs are different from each other, you know. So it's like you're really getting a collection of different songs, you know. I mean, to me, that's a lost art anymore. It seems like everybody's songs all sound the same, no matter how diverse they are. And for us, it's like, you know, every song has to have its soul. Every song has to have its own face, you know. So for me, I mean, that's what I'm really most proud about, is that you can listen to it in its entirety, and it's completely different from top to bottom, you know. But the songs also stand on their own.
Oh, of course. I mean, sonically, that gives something for everybody to listen to.
Exactly.
I mean, if you turn top 40 on it, really is like cookie cutter. Everything.
Oh, it's terrible, man. It's the worst vanilla crap I've ever heard in my life, you know? You bands should be ashamed of yourself. Like, I'm serious. I hate being that way, but, you know, for me, you know, I grew up, you know, we all kind of grew up in a time when music had its own identity, you know, and because of the corporate whatever and everything, it's all become very one-note wonder-ish, and to me, that's an insult, you know? I mean, there are amazing bands out there that can't get their foot in the door because they don't sound like blah, blah, you know, and it sucks.
Oh, definitely. So I'm sure you've witnessed this rise of social media that we see now, too. How has that been an asset or I guess a downfall?
Man, it's been cool, you know. I mean, for us, we really kind of took advantage of it this time around, you know. I mean, putting the webisodes up and everything and just kind of sharing it with the audience, you know. I mean, it used to be, you know, I mean, word of mouth has gotten very visceral now, you know, with the internet and everything. And a lot of people look at that as a detractor, but for us, I mean, we're using it as a tool, you know. I mean, it was a great way for us to kind of reconnect with the audience really quickly. It kept them interested in the recording process. It showed them, you know, it showed us really having a great time with it, and you know, it was good, you know, to be able to use it. A lot of people have a problem with it, and for us, you know, we have such a great bond with our fans that the quicker we can reconnect with them, the better.
And you have a stream going on coming up on March 30th for the album release show, so that should definitely be interesting.
It's going to be cool, man. We're doing a very special kind of show, you know, the one we've never really done before, you know. So we're really excited about that, and you know, it should be a good time, and we're all very anxious about it. Let's put it that way. There's a little nerves going on because it's like, oh, how do we do this, you know? So we've been kind of, you know, practicing and getting a lot of stuff together just to make sure that it goes well.
Yeah, well, Ustream's good to work with.
Yeah. It's more us than it is that. You know, it's more us trying to practice the songs. Yeah. It's like, oh God, that goes that way. Oh shit, all right. So yeah, I mean, we're stoked. You know, we're really stoked. You know, there's a lot of talk about it. So, I mean, for us, I mean, it's just a great time for this band. You know.
So can you take us through the recording process a little bit? Did I hear something about it being a haunted house?
It was a weird house, man. It was that house was trying to kill us. Like, I'm straight telling you the truth. I mean, I mean, we moved in and stuff's flying all over. First of all, it was this gigantic. It was like the size of a mall, for Christ's sakes. I mean, the house was huge. So the first 3 days I was there, I was lost constantly. I'd turn one corner thinking it was the kitchen, then it'd be a half bathroom, and I'm just like, okay, where do I go from here? You know, I mean, it's almost like you needed a map just to get around it. But things were moving. Like, Josh had the biggest problem. Like, he had this apartment, like, in the garage, basically, and stuff's flying around on him. Like, I mean, like,
maybe
he would put something.
Or something.
Well, you know, I mean, it's weird. But then we had a wasp infestation that was like gnarly, like red carpenter wasps that like just hate everything, you know. and there were like 40 or 50 of them in the house, like at any given time. You know, I mean, it was like every other day we'd have to have the bug guy come out and kill all these crazy wasps. Then the AC, like all 3 AC units broke down on the same day, so it was like living in a blast furnace. You know, it was insane. It was just crazy. So, but we managed to get some work done. You know, I mean, through all that adversity, you know, we all kind of came together as a band. It was like, this house will not win. You will not win. So it was funny.
So is there a song off the new album that holds a special place in your heart, and why?
They kind of all do, you know. I mean, as good as the songs came out, you know, I'm hard pressed to find a favorite.
I know they're like babies, like you can't.
Well,
really
it's not
pick
even
one.
that. I mean, they're great jams. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I've been actually kind of, in like the last week, I've been gravitating towards Roy's songs, which came out amazing. You know, there's a song called Nylon 66 that he brought in, and we kind of reworked and really put it together, and it's got a great, it's just got a different kind of vibe to it, man. It's really cool. It kind of starts out, it's got like this kind of Song Remains the Same beginning to it, which is really cool, and then it breaks into this crazy riff, and then the vocals kind of go in a wholly different direction, you know. I mean, it's really, really cool, and I'm excited for people to hear it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for after Uproar?
We have exactly 8 days to sleep and do our laundry. And then we're going to, we fly over to Japan, and we're doing the Loud Park Festival over there. And then we go right from Japan to do a UK/European tour, part of which we're co-headlining with Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool, you know. I mean, there's a lot of work on the agenda. Hopefully I can get home before Thanksgiving. You know, I think I get home like 2 days before Thanksgiving,
wow.
So I got enough time to buy a turkey, thaw it out, and have everyone else bring the sides. I'm like, I'm not handling the sides this time, all right? I'll handle the turkey. You just bring all the stuffing and everything. I'm not doing it for everybody.